Good morning, Biology 30s. Today we're going to be looking at our repro note guide, the hormones, part 1, the male. And so it's in your textbook, page 492 to 502. And you can read this little chart here, is also in your textbook, talks about the primary and secondary sex characteristics in the male and in the female. So just use your textbook for that. And what I really want to talk about today is on the next page. So question 3 asks you to describe how the male sex organs develop in an embryo. So here's the deal. The male has a Y chromosome. Okay? Females are XX, males are XY. And it's that Y chromosome that is going to activate a gene, SRY gene, on the male to start him producing his testes. And the testes, in turn, produce this male hormone called testosterone. We've all heard of this one, the male androgen or sex hormone. And it acts to cause the male glands and ducts, like the penis and the scrotum and the epididymis, all of those things, to start to develop. So that is what is happening in the male when we're talking about an embryo. Okay, so I'm just summarizing these pages in a nutshell from your textbook. Now, the next big important thing in this booklet is the negative feedback loop for the hormonal control of the male reproductive system. We know that the hypothalamus is the gland in our body that sends out releasing hormones. Who does it activate? Well, it activates the and stimulates the anterior pituitary, which I spelled wrong. And you need to know the name of this hormone that is released by the hypothalamus. Okay, it is called GnRH. GnRH stands for gonadotropin releasing hormone. So it comes from the hypothalamus, is in both the male and the female, and it stimulates the pituitary to release the two reproductive hormones. And those reproductive hormones are LH, luteinizing hormone, found first in the female, named in the female because it acts on a structure called the corpus luteum. Second one, coming from the pituitary, is this hormone called FSH, stands for follicle stimulating hormone. So both of these hormones are released and they float through the bloodstream to act on the testes. All right, so in the testes, the hormone LH acts on those cells that are outside of the seminiferous tubules, the interstitial cells, to cause the production of the hormone testosterone. Okay, so the interstitial cells is the hormones secreting cells, and here we have the interstitial cells producing testosterone. Now, FSH is acting on different cells. Remember, we said in the seminiferous tubules, there are the Sertoli cells, and it is those Sertoli cells that are producing and helping to make sperm. Testosterone is acting on sperm production. This is positive feedback. Everybody else here, though, is going to be negative feedback. So here, testosterone is going to float through the bloodstream, and it's negative feedback not only on the anterior pituitary, but also onto the hypothalamus. Okay, so double feedback loop there. Now, the sperm is having negative feedback onto the anterior pituitary, and yes, it's also going back to the hypothalamus. And in fact, when sperm levels get high, there is the release of an inhibitory hormone. You're going to like this one. The name is inhibin. Great name. Inhibitory hormone, inhibin, to decrease the amount of sperm production. So there's our two negative feedback loops, okay, so showing both FSH, and I remember this one, FSH, seminiferous tubules, Sertoli cells, sperm production. So this should help you to finish up the rest of this booklet. You can do that and then get started on the female. Okay, again, if you guys have any questions, michelle.ledeen@ghsd75.ca. Talk later. Bye-bye.